You're listening to Central Global News with a summary of the most significant news stories of last week from all around the world. Let's get started. The former leader of Catalonia, wanted by Spain, has been arrested in Italy. The exiled politician Carles Puigdemont fled from Spain to Belgium 4 years ago after a banned referendum about the independence of Catalonia from Spain. The Catalan Regional Parliament declared independence in 2017, which resulted in Spain's biggest political crisis in decades, and Madrid imposing direct rule over Catalonia and crushing the independence movement. Mr. Puigdemont and 2 ministerial colleagues fled from the country, and since his exile, he has been working in Belgium as a member of the European Parliament. On Thursday, he traveled to Sardinia to attend the Catalan Folklore Festival, but was arrested by police upon arrival. He is due to appear in court there, with the local judge deciding whether he should be freed or extradited. According to his lawyers, his European arrest warrant is not valid anymore, but Spanish authorities accuse him of sedition. On Friday morning, hundreds protested in Barcelona for Mr. Puigdemont's release outside the Italian consulate. Last weekend, the British government announced new COVID travel rules for England, which caused outrage around the world. According to the new measures, travellers have to be vaccinated with Oxford, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, BioNTech, Moderna or Janssen shots to be considered fully vaccinated and therefore exempt from quarantine upon arrival in England. However, only people who received the vaccine in the US, Australia, New Zealand, South Korea or an EU country will be able to qualify as fully vaccinated. Those who got their jabs in other countries, even if they were vaccinated with the same shots, will have to face stricter travel rules and a 10-day-long quarantine when traveling to England. The new rules were announced by Transport Secretary Grant Shapps, who said the purpose is to make it easier for people to travel, and that they aimed to introduce a new simplified system for international travel. Many critics say, however, that the new measures are discriminatory and unreasonable. They hit especially hard for families who have spent a long period separated because of COVID travel restrictions. The government has not yet given a clear reason to justify their decision. A spokesperson said, vaccine certification from all countries must meet the minimum criteria, taking into account public health and wider considerations, but did not clarify what those considerations were. After the international outrage at the rules, the English government promised to begin negotiations with some countries about recognizing their vaccine passports. Executions and amputations are to resume in Afghanistan, according to the Taliban's former head of religious police, who called these extreme punishments necessary for security. Since they took over in Afghanistan in August, the Taliban has been promising a less strict form of governance than under their previous rule in the 1990s. Extreme punishments might not be meted out publicly like they were before, and now the Taliban does not ban televisions, mobile phones, photos and videos. However, there have already been many reports of human rights abuses. For example, on Thursday, Human Rights Watch warned that the Taliban in Herat were searching out high-profile women, denying women freedom of movement outside their homes, and imposing compulsory dress codes. Thank you for listening. That's it for this week's podcast. We'll be back next week.